In this sense, federation are contrasted with unitary government. Under the unitary system, either there is only one level of government or the subunits are subordinate to the central government. So we can say that federation is the modern form of unitary government. The meaning of is that in the unitary system also there will be one level of government, or you can say one central government, and the other will be the subunit of the central government. So in federation also we have the same procedure. That means the power is divided into two or more. The central government can pass an order to the provincial or the local government. So who had the authority to make different laws or make an order? That is the central government. The central government will give the order to the local government or the you can say the panchayat and municipalities, which scheme to be adopted in that particular area, and what are the necessities are required, so that the problem which are there in that particular area can be removed. But in a federal system, the central government cannot order the state government to do something. But in federal system, the central government cannot order the state government to do anything. In the sense is that the central government cannot order the state government that that particular state have to implement certain scheme, or the state government have to issue certain law. That will be totally dependent upon the state government whether to apply the different scheme or program in his or her state or not. State government has power of its own for which it is not answerable to the state to the central government. So whatever the state government will make the powers or the rules, they are not answerable to the central government until the powers which the central government had made, it doesn't violate the rules and regulation of our constitution. Both these government are separately answerable to the people. So both the government, that is the central and state government, will be the answerable to the people of our country India separately. So now we will discuss the different features of the federalism. The first one is there are two or more levels or tiers of government. So the first feature of federalism is that the power is divided into two or more levels. Different tiers of government governs the same citizen, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of legislation, taxation, and administration. So though the power is divided into two or more, all the three government have to rule the same citizen, but their jurisdiction, that means the justice, will be separately in respective to the matter of legislation, that means to make the different laws, taxation, whether how much tax will be paid in West Bengal, and whether how much the tax will be paid in Mumbai or Delhi or Pune and so on, and administration and how to run that particular area will be totally dependent upon the three particular government, that is central, state, and the local government. Third, the jurisdiction of the respective level or tiers of government are specified in the constitution. So the existence and authority of each tier of the government is constitutionally guaranteed. So the meaning of this point is that whatever the procedure which are given to the three different tiers in our country India, they are already specified, or their powers are already written in our constitution, and these government are known as the constitutional body. That means it is made by our constitution. Fourth, the fundamental provision of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. Such changes require the consent of both the levels of government. the meaning of this point is that if central government have an issue regarding any rules and regulation which are made by the central government, they can give their suggestion to the central government, and if both the party agreed, then only they can change the certain rules and regulation, because both the parties consent is required in order to make any laws which are made in our India. Next, courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of the different level of government. The highest court act as an umpire if dispute arise between different levels of government in the existence of their respective powers. So in the federalism, court plays an important role, that is the Supreme Court of our India. If there is a conflict between the central government and the state government, who will look after it? It will be looked after by the higher court in our country, that is the Supreme Court of our India. Whatever the decision will be made by the Supreme Court, both the central and the state government have to listen to the powers of the Supreme Court, and they cannot go beyond the Supreme Court. Next, sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. Whatever the salary or the extra allowance which are given to the central government members and the state government members are already mentioned in our constitution, and it changes according to the needs and requirement of the country. So whatever the salary or the you can say different types of allowance which are provided to the different members of the central and state government are already fixed by these you can say or it is already mentioned in our constitution. The federal system thus has dual objective to safeguard and promote unity of the country. So one of the objective of the federalism is that to protect the unity of our country. That means whether as our country is a diversity, that means all the religion they live together, whether they belong to Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Buddhism, Jainism and so on, they should respect each other religion. At the same time they should have unity among each other, while at the same time accommodate regional diversity. So the meaning of this point is that whether they belong to any community, any religion, they should respect each other and they should not discriminate among each other on the basis of their caste and creed. Therefore, two aspects are crucial for the institution and practice of federalism. Government at different levels should agree to such rules of power sharing. They should also trust that each would abide by its part of the agreement. An ideal federal system has both aspects, that is mutual trust and agreement to live together. So we can say that when in any country if there is a federalism, the main important thing that everybody should look after is that there should be a mutual trust among each other. That means the central and state government should have the trust among each other. In the same manner, the people who are living in a country should respect each other, and whatever the central and state government are making laws, all the people should appreciate it rather than doing criticism about the rules and regulation made by both the central and the state government.